What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I am coming to you guys today with exciting news for the OCG. So the OCGs Forbidden Limited List is now been released and will go into effect October 1st of 2023. So literally a week from today, well, at the time of this recording. And there are a couple of things that definitely got hit for this list. And oh boy, there are some major hits to it. I will take the chance to not only look at the OCG's list, but I'll compare it to the TCG's list and what my thoughts on them both are going into the next set of months with the next set of products. So with that said, well, we go ahead and we take a look. So starting off is the Forbidden section, and we have Agido, Kelbeck, Chaos Dragon, and number 86, the heroic champion, Rango. Yeah, these are the 4 cards that are now going to be forbidden in the OC. For the limited section, we have Black Dragon and Cherulim's Kashtira. Then for the semi-limited, we have Rescue Ace Airlifter, Pearly Delicious Memory, Rivalry of Warlords, Ursu the Orcos Mech Knight, Supreme King Dragon Dark Yerm, Dragonic Diagram, and Floowandereeze in the Magnificent Map. Then for the unlimited section, we have Armageddon Knight, Super Heavy Samurai Bike, was it Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew, and Trickstar Lightstick. So these are all the cards that have been changed for the OCGs for the list. Now, this is essentially much longer than what we got in the TCG, because the TCGs for Forbidden Limited list definitely did not look like this when we got it. So actually, I can give you a quick recap on the TCGs for Forbidden Limited list, because it wasn't as many cards as the OCGs Forbidden. Which doesn't surprise nobody because we kind of did. Especially with the things that it hit on. Is yeah, the Elements is completely fucking dead. Yeah, if you're a tournament player, yeah, you're not looking too happy on both either the TCG or the OCG. Multiple cards from both sides have now been hit for their career. So let's take a look at the TCG for Limited, which is Cashier Reinhardt Forbidden. Limited is, what is it? Oh, Bastille, Magnum, Chaos Space. Then the Unlimited are Herald of Orange Light and Salamangreat Great Gazelle, which I believe Gazelle and Orange Light were already at 3 for the OCG. I don't think many of the Bastille monsters were hit. I think maybe 1 or 2 for the full TCG, the full OCG list. And I don't think they hit Kashtira, or if they did, it probably wasn't too. But I think a couple of the Kashtira monsters have been hit prior to. Yeah, there is a lot to look at when it does come to the TCG list. And it's basically just off of the things that are dominating in those current formats to either slow those things down, promote new product, or to give the, in quotes, answer, we want to see things change within the TCG OCG so that both sets of players can easily take advantage of the, in quotes, the new. My whole thing about it, and I've said it, I've said it time and time again, is that when we get these things, we always expect certain things to come off the list or certain things to go on the list. And really, to be very honest with you, it's just, I mean, this is just what Konami does. Hit the things that you need to hit, you promote the new product, and it's out with the old and definitely in with the new. So it is only a matter of time before we start seeing the new tier decks in OCG now, and I'm pretty sure by time our list comes into effect tomorrow, the 25th, we'll definitely see, I think, our next major event start having their own lineup of things Because funny enough, YCS Cancun was just I think a week ago, and it was just like no one really cared because that was all the old stuff. All the new stuff now all the stuff has now been changed. Nothing came off the list, but mind you, nothing. Only one thing that was needed to be hit, on the list, and that was Kashtira Rise Heart. Because now Kashtira basically is just a whole bunch of easy Cyber Dragon S monsters to summon. Um, with additional effects to either blow stuff up, search for things to help, search for things that are Kashtira, and like it just whittles down the deck even more. Now this deck that was tier is no longer tier, which to be fair, that happens to everybody. So give it a couple of years and you'll see Kashtira cards come off the list, probably with a lot of heavy newt to their effects, and then there be most likely just that the lower spectrum of the game. With that said, I mean, let's take a look at one of the bigger hits. Is that just rip Ishizu cards. Like I don't think any of her monsters are now viable for the game. I think all of them have either been limited or forbidden at this point. And literally it's just because they're such a good mill engine. It is crazy to think that because remember, they still have the grass is greener in the OCG. And that card has not been touched. While the TCG, or I think it has been touched, I mean like probably limited or semi-limited, but even still, the grass is greener. It has so many different utilities to it that I think the TCG is like, no, this card is way too broken, even with what we have now, and it has to stay forbidden. Or the OCG is like, well, just ban the things that it has the targets for. Ban the things that will go off when they're sent to the graveyard because of the grasses. And mind you, many of these cards were limited at a point to where they didn't have to deal with a lot of it, but they still dealt with it because there were so many different other things going on. Like you didn't even have to play, full Shizu deck to get the full amount of things that were going on. Remember, Shizu cards serve, served as support for their element, or Shadal, or stuff like that. Decks that love to mill, and then gave them even more benefits to milling. I mean, even isn't there like a Kashtira, Pure Element, Ishizu card deck that used it as well? See, that's just how ridiculous things gotten with it. And I think at a point, Konami OC is like, yeah, we need to start hitting these things because these things are just gonna. Chaos technically took a major hit for Chaos Dragon. I think most of Chaos Dragon and Dragon Link took a hit with this. Rango, I guess Dark Warrior is still a thing. So you hit their boss monster that just is as problematic. Also, I think Pendulum at that point too, because Pendulum has an easy way to summon requirements for up to at least 5 monsters. I think it had to be 5 warriors, which I don't think Pendulum had a problem with that either, because Pendulum summon at least a good number of 5 or 6 monsters on the board, and then just exceed into one big old monster. So you don't really have too many problems there. For the newly limited Black Dragon and Tier Elements Kashtira, just more hits to Kashtira as you look at one of their other searchers getting it. I didn't know it was a little 7. I think more so because people just use Kashtira Tier Element for the mill, and then whenever it was brought to the field, it just did more of the milling and supporting and stuff. So yeah, just whittle the deck down as much as you can. Black Dragon, that's because an Emancipator is still alive in the team. Remember they were doing extremely well for something that was dead in years ago, 2 years ago. About time they hit the Black Dragon. Moving on from that, we have the cards that are semi-limited. So the rivalry of Warlords, Ace. What is this? I think this is the Ace monster. 40 archetype. I don't remember what this. Yeah, this is the Rescue Aces monster. But I believe we have here in the cheese. That is Dab. That is Dab. Hold on one second. I'm clicking like through 15. Oh, Rescue Ace Airlifter, which I think in called Air Holster in the OCG. Yeah, Air Holster. Um, Pearly Delicious Memory, because Pearly just is completely fucking broken. So limit as much of that as you possibly can. The Rescue Ace has been doing extremely well, so to hit pieces of the Rescue Aces is, a good thing. I haven't ran into a lot of the common Yu-Gi-Oh shit that I really have not been playing much Yu-Gi-Oh. I've been playing a whole bunch of everything else right now because literally I have been obsessed with games. Oh, and moving. Rivalry Warlords. I can actually speak on this one though. Decks that monotone one particular type and like to clash out others is why Rivalry Warlords is here. It's kind of the similar thing to Gozen Match, where Gozen Match locks out. It's the floodgate to lock out your opponent from using multiple types. It's funny though because this can be very problematic if you combine rivalry with Gozen with there can only be one, because then you're literally stuck with one particular monster. I mean, it's like the Kazakh Coliseum situation where you leave one monster on the field with Kazakh Coliseum, your opponent can't summon anything but one monster, and they have to work extremely hard to do stuff with that one monster. So unless you're blowing up back row, which most decks in the current game don't really do, you're kind of just fit for luck. So it makes it hilarious when you look at the Rival Warlord. And it just in terms when you look at Gozen Match, because I believe Gozen Match has also been in OCG. Within terms of that, the setup of cards that are now placed. We'll go on to the two monsters, which are the only other two monsters. Well, the only other monsters on here, which is Girsu the Orcos Mech Knight and Supreme King Dragon Dark Urn. This is just the power of their respective archetypes of Mech Knight or of the Orcos Mech Knights and the World Chalice stuff. The link extenders into the link climbers. And then Supreme King Dragon Dark Urn, that's simply for Pendulum. And with all the new Pendulum stuff coming out from Magic Spectre, I'm sure many people are going to be excited to have more insights to. Speaking of Magic Spectre, Dragonic Diagram, because I'm sure people want to take advantage of that as well with all their new cards supporting them. And not directly, but more so indirectly, because remember, True King, True Draco, have their amount of cards that support them. And then on top of that, you have just the amount of things that you can do with the True Kings and the True Draco monsters themselves. The amounts of tributes, the amounts of searching for cards, blowing up cards to reset things. Diagram definitely would be something to look at. And then Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map, because that card used to be limited because Floowandereeze was just basically broken. I think most of the pot cards that supported Floowandereeze have also been hit as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of the Floowandereeze monsters got limited. I want to say it's one of the bigger birds. Oh no, I'm thinking of Master Duel related that, but some people are speculating that there could be Floowandereeze support coming soon. I highly doubt that, but hey, if they want to print out more birds, great. I'm here for it. And the cards that are unlimited: Armageddon Knight, Super Heavy Samurai Bike, Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew, and Trick Starlight Show. Basically cards that aren't really too much of a threat as they were, and they're now unlimited because everything that they probably did support has had things hit that were stronger than them, and things have now just gotten to the point where there's no need to have them in any restriction. Funny enough, I think the bike was only hit because of how well Super Heavy Samurai were doing with their new support, and I think a lot of their new support ended up being in conjunction to, I think, either the last list or the list before that. I'm still shocked that Prank Kids don't have Meow Meow Mew in the TCG, because at this point, what is there really to abuse with Prank Kids stuff for Sprite? And most of the Sprite stuff has already been hit, so they're versus Trick Star, I could give two shits days of. So that's my stance on them. And Armageddon Knight's back because, Dark attributed decks don't have much, and I believe now that Rango's banned, Armageddon Knight can definitely come back without any issues. Yeah, that is my look on the couple of things that I do want to say is that I'm actually shocked that they didn't unban Kieran, but then I'm not surprised because that was one of the big talks people were talking about was, do you think they would ever unban Kieran? If you guys don't know who Kieran is, Kieran, the Magic Spectre Unicorn Kieran, which I talked about in my video for, I talked about, oh, the Magic Spectre. And I was like, yeah, that'd be nice if they did unban Kieran, but they would have to limit Kieran completely in order for Kieran to not be abusable. The thing is that Kieran's effect is so abusable that even just having the one of, there's so many ways to get Kieran back on board. You know, Kieran goes into the extra deck from leaving the field. All you have to do is set up a pendulum scale wide enough for Kieran to be summoned back to the field, then have Kieran bounce itself back to the hand, and then you can just read in. And even if you try to negate it, it's still going to get negated to go back to the extra deck face up because it's a pendulum card. The only way you'd probably send it is if you force something to send it to graveyard or you banish it. Which 9 out of 10, most pendulum decks know how to maneuver that too. So, yeah, that's one thing I definitely didn't think that was going to be hit from this. I'm sure there's probably a couple of other things that people would like to have seen hit in the OC, like maybe a couple of more other SGA's cards getting semi-limited or even limited. Same thing with Pearly. The Kashtira tier elements in the Ishizu cards are basically hit to where they're just going dry. And most of the high tier decks, they have another surviving chance thanks to the OCG changes. Now, what this says in the future, I can't really speculate itself because we're still at the basis of let's see how this format goes and what the next two sets for the OCG will have going. While the TCG is now awaiting our last set for the year 2023, which will be out at the end of October and the early of November. Definitely can't wait to see that. And of course, we had all our 10s and our special sets coming around there. I think the 20th anniversary sets also are set to hit sometime there too. Because I believe the structure that got banned, or no, the structure that got changed to next year, because of course, TCG players can't have everything. And that 25th anniversary set's definitely going to be looking a little spicy. So can't wait to see that. I won't have a video for that until we know exactly what's going to be here. And the collectible tins are already out, so you can take advantage of what's in those. So with that said, those are my final thoughts on the OCG Forbidden Limited list. And just my final thoughts on the sets in general. So, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the OCG Forbidden Limited list. Do you guys like the changes for the OCG? Not like them? What things would you like to see changed? What things would you like to see the TCG change similar to this list? And much more in the comment section below. So with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. That tremendously. Hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. Don't forget to hit the you guys can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content. My social media links, they are in the description box below. And of course, you guys can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/HybridPlayerJoe. With that said and done, it's BJ signing out. Here.